Well, the good news is my albino alligator tank is no longer leaking. The bad news, look at the mess that is going on here. Basically, there's a couple things that is happening here. Number one, we have a bacterial plume because we had drained and cleaned out all the filtration. The other thing is that some of that dust that we use for actually seaming is now kind of coming out. You may think
this is horrible for the alligators.
But the truth is, alligators come from very sedimentary type of water. There's a lot of kind of bacteria and they thrive in these type of situations, but obviously it looks horrible. This is not the way I want to present this. And we're actually open later on today. So let's get to cleaning this darn thing up. And look at Salty. I think she's gonna need a little cleaning too. First thing I'm gonna do is actually take Salt out because she's got some kind of residue on her face and we're gonna clean her up later. For now, I'm just gonna set her loose. Oh, no. Go that way. Keep her away from my hand. Pepper is in here, but it's actually pretty good. Get all this stuff off the side so I can suck it out afterwards. I tell you, if it's not one thing, it's another. It's always something that you have to worry about. The good news is we don't have any leaks on this. The bad news is it is really messy. Somewhere lurking in here is Pepper. I can't even see it. Okay, now we're gonna drain it. So we actually have a drain tube here, so I can just flick this over and it'll actually drain, which turns the filter off, which we want, because we don't want that all to get sucked up into the filter. And then we'll go in with the Pondo vac and actually get all that sediment out too. And then hopefully we can fill it up and it'll look a lot better. Salty, you be good. You stay there. Her face is so dirty. We're gonna have to clean her face off too. Pepper, it's getting a little crazy here. Definitely a little dangerous, but we gotta get this cleaned out.
Brian, Salt's escaping.
Salt, what in the heck are you doing? You're not making my life easy, girl. Oh my gosh, this is difficult. Pepper! I need to get water in here quick. That pump is running dry right now. We don't want that to break, that's for sure. Now what I do is if I close that hose, the pump will actually reverse and start pushing water back out to the waterfall. But we have to get the levels up high enough to get the water going. We got most of the sediment out, got most of the debris out. I think it's gonna look a lot better. We may have to clean the filter out. Then I'm definitely gonna wanna clean Salty up because she looks pretty bad. But boy, I am soaking wet. Trying to take care of my reptiles. Doing the best I can. She's looking a little bit better, but she's still a little dirty. It's probably gonna take a couple days to totally get all this stuff off her. At least clean her up a little bit. She seems to love getting brushed. You're looking good, girl. Way to go, sweetheart. That's a little bit more presentable. Once she gets in the water, it'll kind of get all off too. So, oh my gosh. We literally have like 10, 15 minutes before people start coming in for the first events for the day. I want to get this enclosure as clean as possible so that it looks good. Obviously get Salt back in the water. And it looks like we have one issue with the anaconda cage that we have to clean up too. It looks like they pooped as well. Quick cleaning because we don't have much time. Literally, I have no time here and I've got to get these urates out any minute. And now look at Ivy is right in my way, of course. Oh my gosh, this morning is crazy. not perfect by a long shot, but I'm literally out of time. People are gonna be here any minute, so I gotta get this stuff cleaned up. Gonna have to fill this up a little bit. Gonna take this back. Come on, Ivy, stay in there, girl. We'll come back, fill this up a little bit more here in a minute. Well, as it turns out, we should have probably let this dry an extra day. So all that seaming all along here is basically just all wet. So what we're gonna do is we're just gonna raise this up to maybe about here, and we're gonna leave it right there so it's not actually hitting any of these spots here. And then after we're closed, we'll drain it out, have to unfortunately re-seam it and let it dry for like 2 days without water in it, so it gets really, really dry. So yeah, that was a problem. We just got too overzealous and decided to turn it on too soon. That's why you have all the debris in here. That's why you have all the sediment in here. So we got to get them just in here for the day. And then as soon as this day is over, drain it back out and re-seam the whole thing. This time, let it dry really good before we put them back in. As you can see, our first events here, we're not ready. This is what it's about. You know, you guys always see all the fun stuff, which is, you know, listen, I'm not complaining, but sometimes it's, there's problems and you're in a time crunch. This tank still needs to get filled up. We got people here I have to kind of guard because this door is open. There's an alligator in here. Don't want anyone to stick your hand in the alligator's tank. We made it. You know, this will probably take us another 20, 30 minutes to fill up. It's not perfect. Like I said, we're going to have to drain it here in another day or so and really fix this the proper way. But so this alligator enclosure is the bane of my existence. There's always something wrong with it. While the tour is going on next door, we've got to get back down here in the dungeon because, of course, the breeding season started. The other day, we put males and females together. It already had 12 locks the first time we introduced them, which is pretty cool. So I have to put males in, switch the males around, check for locks and stuff like that. You know, the daily grind. And of course, I'm excited about this one. This is the Cine Sunset. He actually fathered a handful of clutches last year, including a couple real bangers here. So hopefully he'll continue to breed for us this year. It's just a cool project that I'm so grateful that we actually found it. And so many people are doing amazing things with it. So, hey buddy, it's time for you to get to work. This one's exciting. One of the first locks that I've seen today. This is actually the Super Lorry Leopard that's bred to a Lorry. We get a bunch of Super Lorries. We could get Super Lorry Leopard. And of course, everything's going to be at least Lorry in the clutch because it's a Super Lorry. So it's cool. First lock of the day. This is actually an albino pied bred to an albino heifer pied. It's not quite hooked up, and this is always tough here because it's not breeding, but it's trying to. So I'm like, do I move it or do I not move it? I think in this case, we're going to go ahead and give it a little time, and hopefully later on come back and it'll be hooked up. This is a brand new male we have up to size this year. This is actually a Super Pastel Lesser Cypress. Just love that faint patterning throughout it. Just a really cool snake. Hopefully he'll breed this year and we'll get some awesome babies. And that's the last male that goes in with females. Now, to give you an idea, this is only the third time we've had males in with females this year. We're gonna be doing this every single day, except when we separate them out to feed for the next 6, maybe even 8 months till we get to the end of the season. So this routine is gonna be happening a lot. Next up, let's head across the street, check on what's going on with the expansion. Yeah, we've probably already dumped about 30 of these dumpsters just in this demo. I'm gonna try to figure out how to turn the lights on in here. Have no idea.
Oh wait, this is the back.
Yeah.
Yo, I didn't even realize.
Figured it out. As you can see, guys, this used to be the back room, no longer a back room. We have the rug all out now. We actually have to chip up some of the floor. Speaking of floor, I've told you guys that I need your help on things. Like, you're gonna be a part of a lot of this, and I really, really need your help. I need 2 things right now. I need someone that does epoxy floors really, really well. I'm gonna tell you what I wanna do. Once we actually have this flooring up, this area here is gonna be the Reptarium, this entire side here. We want this to be very similar to the Reptarium epoxy floor now, which is like an aggregate. It almost looks like natural, right? So we need someone that can do really good epoxy stuff because we want this epoxy to last for like 25 years. If you do it, do me a favor, hit me up at info@reptarium.com. Put attention, Brian, and I would love to hear from you. Aggregate here. As we transition into fresh water, we want this to be a little bit more naturalistic, but maybe a little blue hints coming through, maybe even a blue river that's coming through, and then a lot of clear coats. Again, we cannot have this floor mess up. So if you do epoxy well, please let me know. And then as we get into the saltwater area, we'll probably do like light blue to dark blue, almost like oceanic. So again, we're gonna have like 3 zones of color on the floor. If anyone could help me out on this, I need a really good epoxy guy, and I need to save as much money as I possibly can because the expansion is costing a fortune. That being said, I need one other thing. If you guys do it, is up here you can see we need to foam all of this roof right here. This is just basically a wood rafter. We want this to be here because when you walk in, you have this grand, like 30-foot tall peak of a ceiling, but we have to foam all of that for insulation, right? Well, we need someone to come in and do that. So if you do foam like that for this this and you're good at it and you can do it at a good price for me, please info@thereptarium.com. Attention Brian, that would be great. We need that foam, we need floors done, but the floors are probably at least 2 to 3 months away, so I'm in no hurry there, but we do need foaming like literally as soon as we possibly can get. But as you can see, the place is almost demoed. There's not much more. This next week we're gonna have to move these tanks over here over to this side and demo that last little bit here, and then we have just the bathroom area over here. That'll eventually get demoed because that gets pushed back. As you can see, guys, it is really becoming a blank slate in here. Not too much longer, and this place is going to be completely cleaned up and looking good, ready for the next phase, which is actually putting it all back together. Guys, I could sit here all day and daydream, and trust me, I'm doing it a lot, but I have to wrap up here to head over to the aquarium house.
Go.
Continue to move on with things. I had to come and see the waterfall, the rainforest. Like, this thing is so freaking dope. I can't stop looking at it. It's amazing. And by the way, I know it's nothing really, you know, spectacular, but we got the new door wall in. This door wall was like literally from when their house was originally here. It didn't work. Had a huge gap where cold air would come through. Now look at this, one finger and you're out. Summer, we're gonna do this entire pull over. Aquascape is gonna help us out with this. Ed and Greg gonna drain the entire thing, put some new filtration in. This will be crystal clear. You'll be able to swim in it with koi, so it'll be what they call a recreational pond, which is gonna be absolutely dope. I cannot wait to get this fixed up, because to me it is a little bit of an eyesore, but it's nice to finally have this door wall in. Just again, you know, checking off all the things that need to be done. This room is getting there. We're actually putting a heater on this tank, and the heater will actually go into the sump right here, so you don't see it, because the water's a little bit cold to put fish in here, about 5 degrees too cold. Once we get this water heated up, we're gonna put some test fish in. In about a week, we'll be able to put an entire group of fish in here, so this tank will be completely done. Super excited about that. Pondzilla. You know, we were working on the filtration the other day, almost done. There's just a couple more pipes that need to be run, and then we're actually gonna be able to start filling up the water. Think about that though, over 5,000 gallons of water. It's gonna take like 18 hours to fill the pond up, so we're gonna be here. Maybe we'll do like a 24-hour challenge or something like that. Let me know in the comments if you like that idea. Maybe I'll actually, I just thought about that. What if I spent the entire time in the pond as it's filling? Man, it'd be so cold, wouldn't it? Because it's gonna be, initially it's gonna be hot and cold water. You know, I only have a 75-gallon water tank in here. The other 4,925 gallons of water is gonna be ice cold. I don't know, maybe I'll do that. It might be kind of cool. Hot tub, I cannot wait to get this fixed. Literally, it's gonna happen within the next day or two. All I have to do is replace this little piece right here, a piece over here, and then the light, the seal is actually broke on that, so it'll leak. So we have to just replace that, get water in here. You know, it's not a big one. You're only gonna fit maybe 4 people at the most here, usually 2 or whatever, but I know I'm gonna definitely be coming over here because I think it'll be really cool. So that can be done, and I tell you what, the checklist is getting low, guys. We're getting so close. I do have to put this cabinet on this wall. Yeah, I have to cut out where the outlet is and then hang this on the wall, and then this is all done. Why is this so crooked? I guess whoever stayed here wanted it crooked. As a matter of fact, it was pretty cool because Ed, Sean, his kid, and Lisa actually stayed here for 3 days, which was cool because it was like the first people that were here. So I was able to get a lot of feedback. They had a great time, and Sean's kid, who's 10 years old, he actually loved the place. He played air hockey, the game, and it was cool because I wanted to make sure that families were gonna really love it. This bedroom will be done with that, and then just a little decoration. And by the way, the feedback we got from the shower was amazing. Both upstairs and downstairs actually has all the jet. It's pretty cool, so the feedback was great there. And then the last thing here, obviously Lori just stripped this down because we're doing the bedding. Every time someone stays, you gotta do bedding. But we're actually putting doors up here. What will happen is there'll actually be frosted glass doors that open this way so you can get to the washer and dryer, and then one door that opens this way if you need to get to the furnace. That way you don't hear the sound when you're actually in here. Plus it'll fit with the whole motif of the house. We're completely done. This room is done. And just some little decoration so you guys can see we are so close to being done with this house. It may seem like we're doing a lot of work on this place, which we certainly are, but this place is all about having fun. Oh, stuck it in.
My own goal, clear out.
God, I hate this game. It's all about the fun, right? Check this out. I told you a lot of things are coming together here. What do we have here? A little theater? No, think about this. How cool it's going to be. Watching a movie, watching a game. Got the, oh my gosh, got this beautiful cylinder here. It's amazing. As a matter of fact, I'm going to take a little break and watch a movie. Perfect. Back at the Reptarium, you know, the day started crazy and the day is gonna end crazy. Always cleaning up stuff. I tell you what, cleaning poop never ends, but this video definitely ends. Hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did, there's a playlist that you can watch all kinds of videos. You can also hit that subscription button. It would mean a lot to me. Also, hit that like button while you're down there. Have a wonderful day, Reptile Army. Remember, be kind to someone, and I promise I'll see you in the next one.